Hi guys, DK here. This video is going to be a little bit of a follow-up to my previous video on how to compile a Rhino plugin using the Rhino Script compiler. I have been in the last few days been playing around with the Script Editor, which is the more modern way of compiling Grasshopper scripts into YAC deliverables. There is some subtleties or some differences between using the script editor and using the script compiler, and I'm just going to cover those in this video. So to that end, I have up our box and sphere script that we've been using in the last few videos. So this just has a few controls on a couple of different pages, and allows you to switch between some different versions of those controls. So to compile this using the script editor, I am going to have to add a little bit more logic in here. To that end, I'm going to move my saved state, grab my page server and pull it down a little bit. And the first item that I'm going to add here is, just going to click save for a second. Under utilities, I'm going to go down to get integer, and this is a contextual get integer component, which in the context of a compiled Grasshopper script, this will actually put up a little prompt up in the command line and ask you to enter an integer. So I'm going to put a panel here for a default value, and that's going to be 0. And plug that in, and I'm going to copy this up here, and I'm going to enter 222. So in this get integer, I'm going to put in a prompt, and what we will say is please enter 222 to exit. So we need to exactly enter 222 to exit, and we will require our lower limit to be 222. We can require our upper limit to be 222, and at least 1 and at most 1. So we're just entering a single item, and it is required. There we go. So now that we have those, I'm going to grab an equality component, and we'll put these two together. And if these are, and then I'm going to grab a filter, I'm going to connect this in. I'm going to grab this button, change that to false. So if we have a true on here, I would like this to be false. And if we have a false on here, actually let's make a complete, if I have a false on here, I would like this to be true. So what we should have as a default right now is a true output, which is exactly what we need here. So we've got our screen, or our UI control, and we can turn it off and on with this particular with this version, and we can turn this off. However, if this context get integer component gets exactly 222, then we will close this. We will actually close our control window. That's excellent. And then one more addition to here. I'm going to come up and grab our context print. I'm going to grab a panel, and this context print will run when this gets when this entire script gets finished. So we're going to have thank you for using DKUI is going to be printed to this context print component. So there we go. Those are the additions that we need here to be able to have this system sort of closed down or operate once it's compiled within the script editor context. So I'm just going to add all that to a group, pull this up to here. We can tidy this up a little bit. There we go. So that's the addition to our, those are our additions to our page server, page server group. And we can preview all of that off just to be nice and tidy. So there we go. So we've now got that set up within our page server, and effectively this means if we enter 222 into this get integer, it will cause this this to close. At that point, it'll also be considered that the script is finished, and this context print will come up. So, right, I'm just going to save that, but I'm also going to save document as to the desktop, and we'll do a new folder, and this is DKUI Script Editor compile. And we'll call this test. We'll call it DK test. So we'll give it this will be the name of the actual command that we'll be creating. So we'll save that, and then we need to open the script editor, and we can go to Tools, Script Edit, and I'm going to close the current project and File, Create Project. All right. So in here we'll call this DKUI Script Editor compile. Excellent. So that's created our new component. The name of this is just going to be DK test. And we can put a bunch of information in here. One of the things I would like to do is add an icon. So I have a bunch of icons in my DKUI icons folder, and that's got a T in it, so we'll use that one. That's come through beautifully. So that's all loaded up, and we'll call this version 1. Okay, now that we've got our project set up, we need to add a command. So I'm just going to click on commands, and I'm going to add commands, and we've got our DK underscore test here. And now that is now loaded in as a command. That's all we needed to do. Just remember that the name of this will be the actual name of the command. So now I'm going to publish this project. So we're targeting Rhino 8. There's our build path. We can put a description here. Test of Rhino 8 script editor compile, and we can build our package. Alright, that has completed. I can actually click on this open, and that will open the our folder, and this is, so there is our script, and there is our the actual project, and under this Rhino 8 we'll have this this yak package, which if we rename this, we can see what has been created in here. So we have the actual Rhino plugin, this RHP. We have a Rhino toolbar, or has been created, and we've got our manifest file. So that's all looking great. I'm going to rename that back to a yak. And now that we have a yak file, I can drag that, drop it onto my Rhino, and we've been told we've successfully installed. So that's fantastic. I am at this stage, I'm going to shut down, I'm going to shut down my Rhino completely, and we'll restart. Just we'll make this full screen. Now we have this this icon here will allow us to actually start this plugin. So let's hit that. Now we'll see it'll take there'll be some loading information going on in the bottom part of the screen here. And we have our plugin has started up. So we have the ability to do all the changes that were programmed into our Grasshopper script. But there is no Grasshopper script here. I can open Grasshopper, and it doesn't exist. So this is working as a Rhino plugin, as we would expect. We can interact a little bit with the Rhino. So let's, if I wanted to add additional objects, I can do these. I can change my to shaded view, etc. What I can't do is select anything. So what I've worked out, to be able to select, we can hit escape, and that will we'll no longer have our preview of our Grasshopper script, but we can select items. And if we hit this this icon again, we will come our Grasshopper display will come back. So there is a little workaround to be able to select items inside of Rhino if you needed to do that. So, but if we want to, and to unselect, of course, I'm going to have to hit escape and then come back. So we now have our script is open, and it's still and it's still working as we as we expected. Sorry, it's I had a little bit of a glitch thanks to OBS running. So, but yep, this is now running as we would expect. So we definitely have a way of having our of compiling these DKUI controlled scripts through the script editor, and we also have a very nice exit thing going on here. So if I type the 222, we will now exit out of our script, and we get this little splash screen to finish, and we can close. So yeah, and there our script has exited, but we can click on this again, and we will come back, or we will reload our script as we as we had it before. So yeah, there we go, guys. That is how to successfully compile a DKUI controlled Grasshopper scripts into Yak installable plugins using the Rhino Script Editor. There is some there's some little differences compared to using the script compiler, but for sure you will end up with a Yak installable that works perfectly for your requirements. I have in fact just recalled that there was one thing we need to look at before we can say this video has been complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to delete these off, and I'm going to just reopen this Grasshopper script. One of the things you will definitely have to do is under document properties, you should select this keep open after command completes box. I think a little bit of the glitches I was seeing with this one was I hadn't set that. So I'm actually going to recompile this and cover this and show you again in this or doing an upgrade installation. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to save. I'm going to go to my script editor. I'm going to open this command, and so that's all ready to go. It's opened the project, and as long as we have resaved our Grasshopper, it will continue to it will update this. Now I'm going to publish this. I'm going to call it. I'm going to bump up the version, and I'm going to put it to a second build file. All right, and now I'm going to open that folder. We can close this, and we have updated. We've got a new version here. I'm going to drop that into my Rhino, and we'll close all of this down, and we'll restart. So yeah, it is vitally important to tick that keep open after or keep the script open button in your Grasshopper document properties for this particular way of compiling these applications. So we'll just let our plugin load up here. And we have this, we have all of our controls as we would expect them, and we can change this this box size. So, and we have the ability now, if I escape out of here, I can draw some objects. I can do some other interactions. I can solid extrude this, and we'll turn that on to shaded mode. So I have all of those interactions. My this control remains open, and I can simply hit this button, and we get back to our compiled script. So there we have it, guys. As always, if you find these DKUI and all of these instructional videos useful in your own workflows, you can feel free to buy DK a beer. Simply a matter of dropping the Buy Dave a beer icon onto your Grasshopper canvas, and which we can do, or we can simply do here. You drop this on, and that will open your browser, taking you to this PayPal page where you can you can feel free to tell me what the value that you're getting from DKUI and these instructional videos. If you have any questions related to DKUI or how to compile Yak deliverable plugins from using DKUI and Grasshopper and the script editor, you can leave those in the comments below, or you can track me down on the Rhino discourse. I'm known on there as Kiteboard Shaper. Thank you very much.